जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय जशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जमुना तेरा बनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद प्रभु नित्यानंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नित्य हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टमते श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की भवन मंगल हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रीमद् भागवतम की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी चारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्योदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणं नमस्कृतं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुलं हयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिने नामिने। So today we will hear from Srimad Bahgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 11, Text 20, on the subject matter Swayambhuva Manu advises Dhruva Maharaj. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Na vai swapakshasya vipaksha eva va parasya mrityur visata samam prajaha tam bhavamanam anudhavanti anisha जथा रजांसि अनुलम भूत संघा न वै स्वपक्षस्य विपक्ष एव वा परस्य मृत्युर्विशत समं प्रजाः तं धावमानम् अनुधावन्ति अनिशा यथा रजांसि अनिलम्भुत संघः न वै स्वपक्षस्य विपक्ष एव वा परस्य मृत्युर्विशत समं प्रजाः तं धावमानम् अनुधावन्ति अनीशा यथा रजांसि अनिलम्भुत संग्रहा। Mataji's. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his feature of eternal time, is present in the material world and is neutral towards everyone. No one is ally or no one is his enemy. Within the jurisdiction of the time element, everyone enjoys or suffers the result of his own karma or fruitive activities. As when the wind blows, small particles of dust fly in the air, so according to one's particular karma, one suffers or enjoys material life. Purport. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original cause of all causes, he is not responsible for anyone's material sufferings or enjoyment. There is no such partiality on the part of the Supreme Lord. The less intelligent accuse the Supreme Lord of being partial and claim that this is why one enjoys in this material world and another suffers. But this verse specifically says that there is no such partiality on the part of the Supreme Lord. Living entity however, are never independent. As soon as they declare their independence of the supreme controller, they are immediately put into this material world to try their luck freely as far as possible. When the material world is created for such misguided living entities, they create their own karma, furtive activities, and take advantage of the time element, and thereby they create their own fortune or misfortune. Everyone is created, everyone is maintained, and everyone is ultimately killed. As far as these three things are concerned, the Lord is equal to everyone. It is according to one's karma that one suffers and enjoys. The living entities, higher or lower position, his suffering and enjoying are due to his own karma. The exact word used in this connection is anisha, which means dependent on their own karma. The example is given that the government gives everyone the facilities for governmental action and management, but by one's own choice, one creates a situation which obliges him to exist under different types of consciousness. The example given in this verse is that when the wind blows, particles of dust float in the air. Gradually, lightning occurs, and then torrents of rain flows. And thus the rainy season creates a situation of varieties in the forest. God is very kind. He gives everyone an equal chance. But by the resultant actions of one's own karma, one suffers or enjoys this material world. Thus is the end of the purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So in this verse, one special form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead has been described. What is that special form? So that is the time, Kala. As Krishna is saying, Kalasmyaham, that I am time. He controls spiritual world by his internal potency directly. But he appears in this material world also. So one among the many forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that one form is Kala. This form he controls. Spiritual world, there is no influence of Kala or time. But material world, there is influence of Kala or time. Spiritual world, Kala is there, but Kala has a different function, different way it works in spiritual world. But here that same Kala works in different way. So in this way we should understand the specific form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. People, they are very busy in their daily activities, and they feel, oh, we have no time, we have to do so many activities, we have our duty, we are duty bound. First you have to do the duty, where you have time to go to the temple to take darshan of the Lord. But Lord is so merciful. Lord is saying, oh, you have no time to come to me to take my darshan. You stay in your house. I will go one day to give my darshan to you. You cannot take trouble to come to me. I will come to you. We think we have to become devotee to see the Lord. But Lord is saying, no, even if you don't become a devotee, I will give my darshan to you. Everybody, they have to take my darshan. So one day he will come at our doorstep, knocking at the door to give his darshan. Everyone, whether you accept him or you don't accept him. Doesn't matter if you are demon or a devotee, but you will get his darshan. But you will get a special darshan. In which form he will come? Form of death. Mrityu sarvaharasaham. So that is another form of the Lord. That day you cannot say, oh, I have no time, I have to do so much duty. If you are smoking, oh, last smoke, please wait one. No, now you have to come. You have to surrender. So, Krishna makes everybody to surrender to him. You will see, everybody will see him. But you can't see his beautiful Dvibhuja Muralidhari Samasundar form. He will appear in very ghastly form in front of us, in front of those that don't accept his authority and surrender unto him. So he is the ultimate controller. So through time factor, how everything is happening in this material world, whether we accept Krishna's authority or not, that does not matter. We are all controlled by time factor. So time is another aspect of the absolute truth. So here in this verse, the topic has been described that how Lord is doing everything. Actually, Bhagavan in the form of father, mother, he gives birth. In the form of king, he maintains. In the form of snake, Kala Sarpan snake, he bites and kills. And that happens to everybody. Nobody can avoid that effect of Kala in this material world. But here, specifically has been stated that Lord he is nobody's friend, no one's enemy. See, Krishna is nobody's friend and nobody's enemy. Then why somebody suffer, somebody enjoy? Because he is not enemy or friend, but we are making him as our enemy. So that is the reason why we have to suffer in this material world. He is not creating enemy or friendship, but we are creating enmity and friendship. So we are responsible. Not Krishna is responsible. As Prabhupada is saying, some people they think God is partial. But God, our suffering and enjoyment is not because of God's partiality, rather our inimical mentality towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So same time in this purport, Jai Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman ki, Gaur Nitai Radha Parthasarthi ki, Jai. So in this purport it has been Prabhupada saying, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the original cause of all causes, he is not responsible for anyone's material suffering or enjoyment. So God is not responsible. The living entity is responsible. We are cause of our suffering and enjoyment in this material world. Because we left Krishna. We decided Krishna has given independence, because Krishna is a Swarat, completely independence. Sometimes people they say, why Krishna sent us here? We could all have stayed there. Why Krishna made us to forget? He is controller of everything. So he is bound to send us here. What makes him to send us here? Prabhupada explaining that we have little independence. Krishna is Swarat, fully independent. We are part and parcel of Krishna, so we have little independence. Then sometimes people, why he gives independence? He should not give independence. But Prabhupada is saying he has to give independence. God has to give us independence. Why? First of all, why God created us? Of course, we were never created, but why living entity came to existence? What is the necessity of living entity to come to existence? So that has to be scrutinized. what business God has to bring these living entities to exist. So there is a higher purpose behind this. The purpose is God wants to enjoy His Anandam Brahma, Anandamaya Vyasat, His Rasavai Saha. His business is made up of mellows. He enjoys mellows. He makes living entity to enjoy mellows. So that is the basic principles of the absolute truth. The Shruti explains that God means full of bliss. Full of bliss means He enjoy. He enjoy means He has to reciprocate. So to develop this reciprocation, loving exchange, so that is the reason why the living entities are there, with whom He develops this reciprocation of loving exchange. So now, what is the source of Krishna's enjoyment? What He enjoy, out of what He enjoy? The basis of Krishna's enjoyment is that He gets loves from the living entities. The reciprocation between the God and the living entity is the God, Krishna, He receives love from living entities and He reciprocates by giving sweetness to the living entities. In this, God enjoy and living entities also enjoy. This is the basic principles. Both enjoy. Uthi, what is the basis of enjoyment? The loving exchange. So that means the living entities, they have to love God. So the question, why God gave us independence? So that is answered here. God has to give us independence. If you don't give independence to somebody, then how can he love you? To make somebody to love you, you have to give independence. So now you love me or you don't love me. And Prabhupada is saying, so you go to one person, take a revolver, put on his head, you have to love me. He love you. Huh? So if God would not give us this independence, then it would look like that. As if God is putting a revolver telling us, you must love me. You understand? Yes or no? Yes? So that's why all this problem starts. God has given independence. Without that independence, there is no loving reciprocation. Otherwise, you will be forced to love God. If you are forced, then where is the question of love? So that little independence been misused. And there is always chance for misusing. Independence we have given means there is always chance for misusing. So this is the basic reason. So we should not hold God responsible for this. The constitution of creation, existence of God, living entities, the basic principles is like this. Ananda is there, source of Ananda, love is there. Love means independence is there. So this whole system is like that. So whom will hold responsible for this? We can't hold responsible for anybody. So what we have to understand, what injustice God has done towards us. When we do not accept Him, He becomes very angry. Oh, you don't surrender to me? Okay, you go suffer there. Is God's mood like this? Huh? Either what they say? My way or highway. It's not God's mood. Krishna is not thinking, you don't surrender to me? Get out from here. No, go suffer there. This is not God's mood. Even if we don't accept Him, His authority, He is so merciful. Oh, you don't like to stay with me? Okay, I have created another nice place for you. You go there. you can very nicely stay there. Just follow my instructions. I have given you, you don't stay with me, but I'll stand with nice place, but I'll tell you how to live there so you can enjoy your life nicely. So he gives a nice instructions book, Veda, Vedic knowledge. You follow this and you enjoy your life, no problem. Even if you don't want to stay, you go to the material world. Then God gives us nice air, nice fruits, nice water, sun, everything nice, abundantly God gives us. You nicely stay here. But we are the one, even if God gives us nice things, we don't maintain it nicely so that we can live nicely, peacefully, happily. What we do with this? Natural arrangement is very nice. God has given naturally arranged everything so that we can enjoy our life, no problem. But how we try to enjoy our life? Whatever nature has given, we exploit nature in so many different ways. We destroy. We think by destroying, by exploiting nature, we will be very happy. What happens? Just like a small baby. A small baby, the parents out of affection, they give a nice plastic toy, a baby lying, and the parents will give a nice plastic toy. So baby can see, play with it and enjoy. But as soon as small baby, you give a plastic toy, as soon as you give, what the baby does? He'll bite it, break it. That is his enjoyment. The baby thinks, I bite and break it, I'll enjoy. But then he'll lose it. Our condition is like that. Even if the Lord has given everything nicely, we try to break it, we try to enjoy by breaking it or by biting it. So we are responsible for these things. So this is the second thing that we have to understand. Who is responsible for our sufferings and enjoyment in this material world? God is not responsible. The basic system is like that. Then even if we are coming here, still he is giving nice arrangements, nice instructions. But we are like a very ignorant baby. We are exploiting, destroying, and we are cause of our sufferings. Then, next thing we will discuss, what kind of suffering and enjoyment that we are going in this material world. We are holding God responsible that why somebody enjoying, somebody suffering. Is there any enjoyment in this material world? Is there any enjoyment in the material world? Yes or no? No. Then what is there in this material world? Only suffering. Yes? Huh? But is there really any suffering in this material world? Is there really any suffering in this material world? There is no suffering also. There is no suffering in this material world. Because both enjoyment and suffering arises from ignorance. The dreams, apparent feelings. It's apparent feelings of suffering and enjoyment. If you Prabhupada has analyzed this sukha, this material world, saying there is no happiness in this material world. If we analyze the different aspects of happiness and different aspects of distress, sufferings, then one will come to conclusion, really there is no happiness, no suffering also. We are so much worried, holding Krishna responsible, but if you analyze, there is no happiness, no suffering. Prabhupada saying there is no happiness. So what is that we are feeling? We have some feeling of happiness. So what is that happiness? Prabhupada saying That is the reductions of sufferings. We are suffering. When the suffering is reduced, oh, I am very happy. Somebody is pinching you like this, pinching you. Huh? You feeling pain. Release. I am happy. But you are not getting happiness. You are pinching, you are feeling suffering. Now that has been reduced. That's all. If somebody put a sandalwood pulp, that is happiness. But understanding of happiness in this material world is arising from ignorance in so many different ways. We are thinking, oh, this is enjoyment, this is happiness, or this is suffering. And both happiness and suffering is very relative in this material world. It's very relative in this material world. Somebody getting 10,000 rupees, for him, one who is getting 50,000 rupees, he is very happy. Oh, I am suffering. Why I don't have 50,000 rupees? But one who is getting 50,000 rupees, oh, I have only 50,000 rupees. Why don't you get 1 lakh rupees? If you analyze like this is where the suffering and enjoyment arises. It's very relative subject matter. And under suffering and enjoyment also comes from a comparison. I give an example. We Indians, we feel we are very poor. We are suffering. India is a very poor country. We want to become Sahib. You know Sahib? We become British. We become like American, like Europeans. They have nice car, they have nice refrigerator, air condition, nice room heater. If we can become like them, then our life is happy. But we do not understand, naturally, our India climate is given as such. In Delhi, there must be, in Calcutta, I see, night time, hundreds of people, they sleep on the street, no problem. Right? No problem. In America, can you sleep on the street? So cold, minus 20, 30 degree. Their climate is different, our climate is different. They might have very nice house with air condition, everything, but they can't sleep peacefully. They have to take sleeping pills to go to bed. But you go to Delhi on the street, the people are sleeping, whole body filled with mosquitoes. They don't recognize. Sleeping, what is the pleasure? You have a nice house, you can sleep with the pills. But we Indians, oh, they are the great. We have to become like that also. We Indians, we don't have attached bathroom. We have to go to pass stool on the field. But we have to become like Sahib, like British people, attached bathroom. Our culture is to have attached deity room. Now there is no attached deity room. They have attached bathroom. But they might have attached bathroom, but they can't pass stool properly. They have to climb children every day for passing stool. But our villagers, they will walk 1 kilometer, they have nice passing stool, no constipations. But this is how, where is the pleasure, where is the happiness? We think they are very happy. They are very happy. In our country, one last example I will give you. You see, like in America, Europe countries, they don't grow anything. They are cursed countries. We have 12 hours day, 12 hours a night. Sometimes 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock night, you see sun on the head, on top of your head. Some area, no night, no day, very haphazardly designed in those countries. So that's why they have different lifestyle. They have to get vegetables from India, from Spain, from South America, from maybe 6-month-old vegetables they have to get. They need a refrigerator in their house because they do once a month shopping. They need a cart for go 30 kilometers they have to go to do shopping. In the house we don't do like that. Everywhere shops are there, isn't it? I remember childhood time, my mom would put pan on the oven, so oh, there is no mustard seeds, go run. So I'd go run mustard seeds. Immediately everything is there. But in Western countries, Oh, we have to go for shopping. Once a month they will go for shopping. And whole month they need a refrigerator. They have no time to cook. They cook once a week. And whole week they eat that, same thing. That is the lifestyle. But we Indians, we think, I have to become American also. So what I have to do? So I have to get a refrigerator. So I have to work hard like donkey, or steal from somewhere, arrange some money, get a refrigerator. But fresh vegetable available in India everywhere. In Mayapur, if today we cook sabji, yesterday we don't buy sabji. Today morning sabji will come from the field. But we want to become British. So we get the fresh sabji, put into the refrigerator, keep for 4 or 5 days, it is rot, then I eat, oh I am enjoying. You understand the enjoyment, the feeling of enjoyment. That's what Shastra says. The concept of enjoyment and suffering arises from ignorance. It's agyan. This feeling given to us like this. Suffering also like this. It's not the real suffering. Only when you compare with others, we feel sufferings. We compare with, oh, I don't have this, he has. Then we feel, oh, I'm lacking something. So the point is, we are neither suffering or nor enjoying. We are all in ignorance. So where this ignorance comes from? What is responsible that we are in this ignorance? So we are all in spiritual world, full of bliss, ananda, everything is nice, but because of our independence, we told Krishna, no, I have to go check what is happening there. Krishna said, no, don't go, you will suffer. No, please let me go there. Prabhupada saying, Krishna is our best friend. The business of friend is to fulfill the desire of his friend. So out of our friendship, he says, okay, you go. You see, even if something, we know something is bad, but there is a tendency we like to see the bad things. Some very accident has taken place on the road. You know that man is smashed, blood, this, that. You know that is not good to look, but still you like to see what is happening there. Is that it? On the roadside you are walking, of course Delhi you don't have that problem, but when you go to village area, in Orissa, Bengal not so much, in Orissa too much, roadside you walk, or in Vrindavan, when you go early morning, go to Govardhan, all roadside, people pass stool. You know stool is not good, but you like to see how it is. The tendency is that even if bad, you like to see something. The tendency is like that. So living at this, no, let me go, what it is. Krishna says, okay, you go there. Then when he comes to this material world, what is in this material world? What he finds? Dukkhalam, suffering and suffering and suffering. Punarapi janamam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare sayanam. Krishna saying, janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosanu darsanam. Sansara davanala, burning and burning, forest fire. So question arises. We are enjoying in the spiritual world, and we came to this material world, and material world is full of suffering. So if you are put into suffering, what should we do? What should your general endeavor and effort? No. How to stop suffering? You are a nice place. You come to a place where only suffering and suffering. So what we should do immediately? Get out of it. Run back. You put fire into a house. Okay? House is burning. Then you take 10, 15 people, you throw into that house. So what those people will do? They'll run away, na? You don't have to go and give Bahgavatam class, seminar to them. slide presentation, please run away, you are suffering, you are getting burned. You have to do like that? You have to do like that? No, you don't have to give a slide presentation there. They'll run away immediately. Common sense. But why we don't try to run away? Why we are still, no, let me stay here. It's so nice burning, so nice burning. Why? Why we have to get so many presentations, so many seminars, so many things? Why? If we are enjoying, now we are in place of suffering, very common sense, we will run away. But still we don't run away. We like to stay here. What makes that? Illusion, ignorance. That ignorance does not make us to understand the reality of suffering and enjoyment. As a result, we find pleasure in sufferings. Dukkha sukha anubhav. Then we anatma atma buddhi. Then dukkha sukha buddhi and anitya nitya buddhi is arises. So where this arises from? Prabhupada explaining. From when we in spiritual world and we develop this desire of enjoying separately from Krishna, Krishna bhuli jai ji bhagavan cha kare nikotastha mayatare jhapatiya dhare. The maya catches. So there are two kinds of maya. One is prakshepatmika maya, one is avarnatmika maya. There are prakshepatmika, prakshepa means nikhep. That component, that aspect of maya that separate the living entities from Krishna throw into this material world. That throws us into material world. But there is another component, another aspect of maya called avarnatmika maya. That is maya responsible, which does not make us to go back to Godhead. That avarnatmika maya that covers our intelligence. We have pure intelligence in spiritual world. In material world, we get contaminated intelligence. So due to that contaminated intelligence, that called avidya. So avidya, asmita, raga, dvesa, abhinivesh, all these 5 kinds of klesha starts. So this avarnatmika maya, prakshepatmika maya and avarnatmika maya. So that has to be finished. So in this way, if we analyze, Krishna has put us into a situation, though apparently there is a feeling, perception of suffering and enjoyment, but actually there is no suffering and enjoyment. It's all arising from avidya, from ignorance. We just have to understand that. Our existence, that is the sufferings. So at the end, I will tell you one thing. What are the sufferings of the life? Krishna has told also. What is the real problems of life? What is the real suffering of life? Janma Mrityu is true. It's true to some extent. Krishna is saying, the jnana means you understand the 4 kinds of sufferings. But these are not the real sufferings. How Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi can be real sufferings? Krishna telling, Dehinasmin tatha dehe kaumarang javanang jara tatha dhyantra dhirestatra na mujjati. Then how it is suffering? The sthita prajna is not bewildered with the death. One Krishna saying, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi is suffering. But at the same time, he is saying only for people that have no intelligence, they consider it as suffering. And he is saying, Dhirastatra na mujjati. He is saying this is suffering, then same time he is saying this is not sufferings. Then what is the real suffering of the... Huh? Forgetting Krishna, but what, if you forgot Krishna, so what is the problem for you? You forget Krishna, forget Krishna. So what are you losing? So what you are losing? You don't have association of some, you have association of somebody. What that we are really, what is the real suffering? No, that is one cause. The real suffering is, just like, I will give you an example. The Ananda. For Jnanis, they go to Nirakar Brahma, Brahmajyoti, and what Ananda they get there? Huh? Brahmananda. Ananda. So what kind of Ananda is that? That Brahmananda. Huh? Is there an Ananda in Brahmajyoti? No, there is absence of sufferings. Purpose is absence of suffering, that's it. The Ananda is considered, absence of suffering is considered as Ananda, absence of sufferings. That is one example. Same way, our suffering, their Ananda is absence of suffering. And our suffering is absence of Ananda. Their Ananda, Brahmajyoti, Brahmanandis, their Ananda is absence of sufferings. And our suffering is absence of bliss, absence of Ananda. So what Ananda? Absence of what Ananda? We are in this material world. We are getting pleasure. We are happy. We have some Ananda. So this is called a Jodananda. Become rich, nice, good wife, good bank balance, go to heaven, Janaloka, Maharloka, Satyaloka, they are all Jodananda. We are materialistic, we are having Jodananda. So higher than Jodananda is transcendentalists, Jnanis. Karmis get Jodananda. And Jnanis, transcendentalists, they get Brahmananda. Jodananda means, Jodananda, higher than Jodananda is Brahmananda. Then higher than Brahmananda is, there any Ananda greater than Brahmananda? That is Premananda. When you develop loving relationship with Krishna, the symptoms of Prema manifests. That is great Ananda. Is there any Ananda greater than Premananda? Is greater than Premananda is Sevananda by rendering devotional service. Oh, that caring for Premananda. There is a Chaitanya Charitamrita, the example is given. When the gopis they are fanning, serving Krishna, Prema comes, the symptoms of Prema manifest, they become stunned, tears come from their eyes. They say, oh Prema, please wait for some time. We don't have time to treat you now. You are disturbing. We can't fan Krishna properly. Tears coming from eyes. Our face will become ugly. Krishna cannot enjoy. So that annulled seva. So Krishna is thinking, so suffering is not the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi suffering. Suffering is, we are deprived of getting that happiness of serving Krishna. So that is the real suffering. So in one level, we understand, oh, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi is too much. Let us get out of this. That is the reason, Jat karasi, Jat asanasi, Jat juhasi, Dadasi, Jat tapasasi, Kaunteya tat kurusya madarpanam. Krishna says, whatever you do, just offer to me. Then you become free. Subha subham phalair muktva. Free from this entanglement of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. But we have some greater suffering that we don't understand. We have higher suffering than Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. What is that higher suffering? Yes, that we are deprived of deriving that pleasure that we would derive by serving Krishna. So that is the suffering. So that concept is very much hidden. We are hovering around and worried for the so-called suffering and enjoyment, which is arising from ignorance. But real suffering will be realized when you come to real platform of knowledge. Wow, really? Then the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, you will not be worried for Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. You will be worried from some higher suffering. So, am I really suffering? Because I am deprived of that enjoyment I would derive by serving Krishna. You understand? This is the analysis of suffering. So whom we will hold responsible for this? People are completely ignorance. They think, oh, why Lord is doing like this? Why is God cruel to us? Why God makes us to suffer? It's all illusory. All impression. So one has to analyze what is real suffering, what is real enjoyment. If you analyze like this, you will see everything contradiction, opposite. In the eyes of the scriptures, when you see something completely different than what we have been thinking and what we have been trying, how to become free from suffering, how to get out of this material world, how to become free from cycle of birth and death. But that is not your real suffering, Babaji, not real suffering. More suffering is there. Even if you get out of this cycle of birth and death, still suffering is there. That suffering is that we are deprived of that pleasure we would derive by serving Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bahgavatam ki, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. It's already 9 o'clock. So I don't want to commit offense until lotus feet by delaying in your breakfast. Okay? Thank you so much. Very good.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta